there were a number of so-called scientific consensuses stated, yours among several others, and some to the effect that the science is not good, not based on good science. I know you've heard that. I've heard it. I want to know who said it, who told them that, and what their background was. Your projection of potential sea rise level was over 11 feet higher than even the worst scenario case projected by your colleagues less than a year ago. So there's more than just a few of us Republicans that need to be educated on the issue. Given the disparity of these projections, why should the American taxpayer have confidence in the administration's assurance of the global calamities to come, or trust your climate change education campaign? That ought to roll you one that you might knock out of the park.
Well, let me say, first of all, Mr. Chairman, I want to clarify that in the interview you mentioned, I was not asked about Republicans as a whole. I was asked, what do you plan to do in relation to those members of Congress who believe that climate change is not a fact, is not real? And I said in relation to that particular question, that I thought this was a matter of education, because the scientific facts on the reality of climate change are very robust indeed. Every major National Academy of Sciences in the world, and virtually all of the major professional societies that deal with the relevant disciplines, have issued statements saying that the evidence for climate change outside the realm of natural variability is overwhelming, that we have very strong reason to believe that human activity is responsible for a large part of this change, that harm is already occurring from these changes, and that the harm will grow unless and until we stabilize and begin to reduce our emissions. This is not the view of a few isolated scientists. This is the overwhelming view of scientists who study this matter around the world. You will be able to produce on the witness stand a few who will say they don't believe it, but they are very much in the minority. You could also produce people on this witness stand who will say, with PhDs attached to their name, that they don't believe cigarette smoking increases the risk of lung cancer. There are always skeptics, there are always heretics, that's in the nature of science. But public policy, in my judgment, should be based on the mainstream view, because to base it otherwise is to risk the well-being of the public against very long odds.